Hey, good evening, Laurence. It's good to
Good
see
evening.
you again.
Me too. We take. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, we had a very good meal in Singapore, and I wish we could have done it, but it was such a rush. It was such a great time catching up with you. We didn't really have time at that point when you were in Singapore.
Yeah, I love the claps. I don't mind going back there again.
You're always welcome. I can always buy you another round. So maybe we get into it, Lawrence. And what I want to do though, we're going to talk a lot about Gen AI, right? With the buzzword of today.
Yes.
And you are a known expert in this area, right? From the perspective of using Gen AI. So I want to extract as much in the 30 minutes or so that we have. I do want to kind of keep it to my format, which is my podcast is around 30-40 minutes thereabout. So let's start with, who is Laurence Yap? Okay, we start with that because you're an exciting figure, and I want you to speak in your own words. How do you see yourself in this Gen AI age? Who is Laurence Yap?
Okay. Of course, I'm Malaysian. I work in the field of learning and organization development. So in the OD, we talk about the changes of organization by using various scientific tools to make the change. So, but from there, in 1994, when internet started, I was given a chance to equip myself to teach the engineer in the hard disk industry in 1994. So when Malaysia started using it, I already started teaching the R&D and engineering manager to find out the latest hard disk developments. So I'm very curious and interested in information extraction, how to do research, how to extract to our advantage. So now fast forward to 2022, November, boom, when they announced the ChatGPT, wow, I said, this is another watershed moment for human. I said, I cannot miss it. So I spent hours and hours and hours to find out what is AI, how does it use it in corporate world. So therefore, by using AI, I produce book, I produce those slices to share and in the conferences or in seminar. And also I discover new way of using. There are many ways for us to use this AI stuff. I'm still exploring like this, like a child, I would say. Yeah.
Excellent. And I must add, Laurence, you're one of those that have influenced me deeply in my university years. I've known you since university. I mean, just for our audience benefit, we were housemates, in the final years of universities. And, I learned so much from you. And I can tell you that one of the things that influenced me tremendously was your introduction to me of Edward deBono.
Yes.
And to this day, we are still thinking in a way influenced by Edward deBono, because after your introduction of Edward deBono, I went and devoured all his books. I have a library of all his books, and I read through some of them 2-3 times, but I absolutely love it. And our agenda, we're still going to use Edward deBono in some ways to think about things that we may not be familiar with, right? So anyway, so let's talk about your view of what do you think Gen AI and its imperatives? I mean, at a high level for now, right? What are the, in the top mind, what are the key the imperatives of for today's professional, right?
Okay, actually there are two parts of it. One is the cautious type one. Another one is the optimistic type. So if I talk about the imperative in terms of the optimistic, yellow cap in the Edward. The Gen AI is help us to generate image, video, music, audio, text. So of course that will actually emulate our human intelligence and to perform various kind of tasks. So in terms of the optimistic side, we can use Gen AI to compose song, to write policy faster, to explore space, and also plot the chart in the oceans. There are millions of usage. But on the other side, we have issue of security, where issue of ethical, and also we had to mitigate the biasness of it, and also it even come to the sense that now a lot of companies still ban or not really encourage employee to use Gen AI for the generative of content because of fear of leaking of the company confidential information. We say that is the end of the world, Terminators.
Skynet,
Yeah, Skynet, so true.
Yeah. So I guess those two are still fighting it out, right? I guess there's very big names on both sides of the divide, right?
Yes.
Okay, maybe you hold that thought. Then we go and talk about your definition, and then we come and talk about the exciting, the scary, and so on. Okay, your definition of Gen AI. How do you define? Because there's many definitions out there, but how do you define generative AI in your words?
Okay, if I use the simplest way to define the Gen AI is that we are using the AI tools to generate, like that's why the word generative, generate content, image, video, audio, and even with a sound. Okay, so AI is another definition. AI definition, we are using computer system to emulate human intelligence to perform various kind of tasks. So that is the other definition. But if the Gen AI itself is how we use AI to generate various kind of contents. The simplest way to define it.
Very good.
Maybe he has something to add.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing around with it too as well, and I'm amazed at the weekly advancement. We are not talking about like every month or every year. You're talking about every week you see something new coming out. It's amazing.
No.
I mean,
It's every second.
I was watching, and I was playing with this software that can generate lyrics, and it can generate the entire sequence of music, and it can even generate a fake voice singing over it, right? And now it doesn't allow anybody to change the lyrics, but I think eventually that will happen. So it's just scary how fast this thing is. I mean, I'm in the technology space, and I really cannot keep up with all the changes. And there's just so many people to follow. There are specialists on YouTube that talks about video generation. There are specialists that talks about writing, or there are specialists that talk about music generation, and so on and so forth. And it's just, I would say, chaos of information, but it is advancing at such a rapid pace. Amazing, right? So that's why I'll just say that it's not going to stay still next week if we have this same conversation.
It's so true. If you look at the future PT, you go look into encyclopedia, the PT, you will find that they actually, the speed of new tools coming out, I think from Hari Raya until now, I think half a year, they already have 5,000 tools. Before then, it was about 3,000 tools. Now it's 5,000. Within the span of 6 months, we have 2,000 new tools. I also agree, I cannot catch up. It's like one day in AI, Gen AI world is like 1 year in a real working world. Why do I say that? Okay, you see, every day we go to work, we eat, we sleep, and also we take care of children. All these things, we don't use a lot of our intelligence, not much. So one day we really use our intelligence could be 2 hours or sometimes even less. But Gen AI is 24/7 by 365. Imagine
non-stop.
The growth rate we cannot keep up at all. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we talk about the most exciting. Maybe we want to be specific. Let's talk about specific things like writing. Or even video or audio, whichever you want to bring up first. What are the most exciting things for you, right? In the space of this new capability.
Well, I can talk hours about that, but let's
focus. We can do a part 2, 3, 4, but
information. I had produced a book and listed in Amazon.
okay,
Actually,
we will link link it to the description below. Yeah, for you to buy.
No, it's okay. It's okay. My challenge is how can I list it?
No, we'll love to link back to you. Definitely.
Okay.
Please
Okay.
go on, Laurence.
Okay. So I think, for example, like we talk about the image first. Image. In the images that we create by using AI, like Canva. Canva, I think most people know about this.
Canva.
That you can use do your logo. You can even do your personal branding without a personal brand consultant to help you through image. Then of course you also can use like Adobe Firefly, which you can generate from text to video, or from text to image. It's just like in the Bible when God said that let there be light. When you use the text, let there be light, then the light come out in image. You know? Oh my God! This is really yes. This of course a lot of people use Mid Journey and create. I remember whenever I want to produce a PowerPoint, or I want to actually write a newsletter, I cannot use other people's image, so I use this sort of tools, AI tool, to create a copyright-free image. To the way I want it. Like I like to say nasi lemak and burger, or it's come out, produce 4 things, and for me to choose. Then I can also change the prompt to make it look better. I also use the Canva to do magic fit. It's like I can change my outfit, so they can generate many types. So it looks better. Then somebody said, "Oh, you no longer need to go to photo studio." Too bad for them, I think. So that is for image. But for text, I think the usage is tremendous. It's like when I want to write. Okay, in terms of text, because I use 4 AI generative AI tools. I use the ChatGPT, I use Bing Chat, I use Google Bard, I use Claude AI. These 4 I use a lot. If I want to process a large document, I use Claude AI. So far, the Claude AI is the one that acquired or actually invested by Amazon for $4 billion. So if I want to ask them to proofread or find out the key point or key action or summary of a large chapter, like a passage that less than 50,000 words, then I will use Claude AI, because only process 8,000 words. So can you imagine, you are the person to do research, you want to read annual report, okay, there you go, you just put it in and then ask him to process for you. And then you can say, please state the perspective as a stakeholder or investor, give me three position with this annual report. So it will produce for you. Oh my, I said, instead of using 4 hours to read now, 15 minutes. Can complete everything.
Summarize
everything for you.
Right. And you can have updates from your management, throw everything into the AI, and then it summarizes for you before tomorrow's board meeting, right?
Yes.
And you can also ask the question, what are the negative things, what are the positive things, and all kind of things. You can query it before the board meeting.
Correct.
What was the second tool? You mentioned ChatGPT, the second one, and then there's Bard and Claude AI. What's the second one?
The second one is the Claude AI. You know Claude AI, right? Second one is a Bing Chat. Bing Chat actually at Microsoft, they are using ChatGPT 4.0. So you know that you don't need to pay USD $20 to subscribe. You can get it to Bing Chat. Yes. And then the Bing Chat, they have a microphone. You can talk, and then he will respond in voice. So next time you are alone, you talk to Bing.
Amazon and Siri, right?
Yeah. When you are driving, and plus also they personalize the response. For example, they will have, I don't ask too many questions. They will have a emoji, showing sour face or laugh, things like that.
Very good. You talk about your secret sauce, right? Of how you inquire the Gen AI. You have a few things where you put in as prompt. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit about how you prompt your text.
That is a good. Okay, so for those who are not familiar with Gen AI, in the Gen AI, when we ask question or ask advice, we prompt the AI tools. So we call it prompt engineering. Is how you engineer the way you ask a question. Prompt engineering. So I studied almost 1,000 of prompt. Okay, so I want to find out what is the prompt that I can use that at least it can solve 50% to 60% of the thing I want to ask. So I come up with a formula. So I share it with Teck when I was in Singapore, but I improvised. I get in one more prompt, one more statement. Today I'll share with you. If you don't know anything, you feel that you are left behind, today I give you this prompt, you will be 90% ahead of others. Wow.
Excellent. Oh, that's the secret sauce. Yeah. Now we really need to know the secret.
Okay. It's that first you must state your role. Your role, you must state your role so that the AI know. As if I'm an HR director, as if I'm a board director, as if I am a housewife, or I am a podcaster. So you state your role. Secondly, you must tell your intention. I want to produce a book. I want to plan. I want to plan to have 20 days of Europe tour, or I want to have my retirement plan after 55.
Yes.
Picture, intention to them first, so that they understand your big picture. Why a lot of people that fail to see the usefulness of AI? Because they are one-liner, meaning that they only ask one line of question. Tell me about the weather of Singapore.
That's a mistake.
That's a big mistake. That's what a lot of young people find useless, but they're missing the point. So just now I shared with you the role and intention. Then you need to ask is about what action you want the AI to do. For example, please generate 20 questions from this annual report of X company. Tomorrow I'm going to use this question. So you state your intent, your action you want from me. Please give me 10 recipes of the best chicken rice in Singapore and Malaysia. That's the action you want them to do. So I told you the role, the intention, and the action you need from the Gen AI. Then the fourth one is crucial. I call it context. Context. In the context section, you must put as much as information you need. For example, actually, if you organize an annual dinner, so he said, I had a budget of $500,000 Sing dollars. I have 1,000 employees. I'm a manufacturing company in Jurong, and I need to find a 5-star hotel. Then I have 5 committees, and I have three activities. Please generate an action plan for me for the organizing committee. So when you do that, give them as much information that you need. They will generate more specific information to you. This is the part that most people did not do. Most people. And after that is the writing style. This is a new item add-on. In the writing style, you got 3 sections. Your writing style, writing style may be professional writing, informal writing. Writing tone, it could be sarcastic, enthusiastic, professional, and also author style. So you want to write like Stephen Covey or Edward deBono, you can give instruction. Boom. Then your writing style, your English will be similar as an English literature graduate. Then the last one will be the output. Also the output you want. You want it to be in key point. You want it to be less than 5,000 words or 5 pages, so you can state clearly to them. If you're doing this 6-7 steps, then you will get a very good response from the AI.
Amazing. I feel like I'm going to undergraduate school again. Lecture 201, not even 101. 201 on generative AI usage, right? I noted your 8 things that you mentioned.
Okay.
And I realized that my prompt engineering, I do not use all of them. I don't state the writing style. I do have a lot of context normally. And I think I don't state role. Normally I don't state the role.
Yes.
I do state the intention, I state the action, I state the context. I don't state the style, I state the output I want. So maybe 4. Wow, I got only 4 out of 8.
Yes.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
Still not good
Okay.
enough.
Correct. You must understand, like ChatGPT, they are actually input 350 billion words as a training data for ChatGPT. But if you state your role and intention, they will begin to extract the Gen AI, the ChatGPT will extract the relevant information for you.
Excellent. So exciting, all right? I mean, I can feel that we are speeding up. We're speeding up and speeding up and speeding up. And so actually it is anything else that is exciting. I mean, I know there's a lot, but maybe one more or what else do you think is exciting? I talk about media, you talk about words. Yeah.
Okay, there are 2 things I want to share is that some people when you ask them to generate the article is in English, but at times you can ask them, you can say, I want to generate standard English but in Singapore usage. Because English can be expressed in a British, which is more long-winded, and US more direct, and Singapore and Malaysia have their own usage. I don't mean about Manglish or Singlish, but it's the usage that usually used in our country or in Singapore or Malaysia. So instead that would be very good. And also, let's say I want to produce a HR policy, but it's in context of Australia. So the policy they generate will be from the country of Australia, and in the English standard of OC. So they will produce the policy based on Australia policy and based on Australia English.
Yeah. Now, is this the same for all Gen AI or more specifically for ChatGPT?
No, same. Surprisingly, learn one is learn all.
Okay, very good. I feel like I'm learning a lot. Okay, we move on to the next agenda. Just in the interest of time, I know you can stay here and we can go on and on and on forever. But let's talk about the next bit, which is what you have studied the Gen AI, the AI trends, and you've gone deep. You've used it tremendously for your work and for teaching as well. What scares you at this point? What are the scariest thing that pops into your head? I mean, I'm not just talking about a tool, but what do you, maybe culturally or even impact to people, whatever it is, your commentary, what scares you at this point?
Okay, there are 2 things that scares me. 2 things. The first thing is that the tool is neutral. If it fall in the hands of people with ill intention, then they can abuse and misuse it. For example, the people using emulate the voice through the phone, and that kind of scammer tactic that they use. That is something that scares me. Secondly, also when the AI achieve self-awareness, when they don't need to wait for your instruction, they don't need to carry out the instruction, they can do it by themselves. So in the case of Google, there is a case in 2021 or 22, the Brett Lemon, the Google data scientist, interviewed the AI from Lambda Google. So in that 3 hours 30 minutes of interview, which you can find online, actually the AI expressed that she was feeling lonely. She also sometimes meditate. She worries. This is not AI behavior. These are human behavior. Of course, Google deny it. If we admit it, there will be what to call chaos. That means at that time we need to have the third species, man, women, and AI. They want to vote also.
I think self-awareness is highly debatable, whether they are just expressing in words, because I think machines still don't have the capacity for feeling at this point, unless they attach themselves to some kind of sensory, externality that has input and output, right? But that's a scary thought when that happens, because we are creating life, and I don't know whether we have the rights to create life looking at the state of humanity as it is.
I so agree with you. Just like God created us, now we as God create AI. We are the creator of the. Is this creation of us will come back to how us in future? I really do not know. But you cannot stop, because if you don't do AI, you are lagging behind. So we are in a dilemma.
Yeah, it's a dilemma, all right.
Yes, it is a dilemma.
So those are really scary, and I think we will have to come back and discuss this sometime in the future. Hopefully not too long, but as we see progress in this area, right? Now we move on to the next one, which is what are still interesting to you from the progress perspective? Looking in the future, your telescope looking at the future, right? What's interesting? Not so much exciting, but that's very interesting. What piques your mind?
Yeah, the interesting part is that how this AI going to change our behavior and our lifestyle. Because in that time, from now, in this world, there exists two groups of people. The Gen AI savvy people, which is less than 5%, including you and me, and the less Gen AI people, which is 95%. So there will be, I would say, the productivity and the info savvy of the ones who have is actually 10 to 100 times more than those who do not have. So it's interesting to see how the gap either is widened or actually we can close the gap. I still wonder, especially people in the smaller town, they may not see the need of it because they are complacent.
Yeah. No, what it's also a problem and a dilemma that I'm thinking about, because I think it is no longer the money or no money. It's not the have or have not, that is, right? Things.
Yes.
But it's going to be the people who know how to leverage and use Gen AI to the maximum, and those who cannot. And I think this is how I describe it, Laurence. I think we're going up the complexity curve. In other words, things are getting more complex. And so the people who can handle the complexity can leverage the technology, and they're riding the curve. And therefore, they're taking advantage of the technology to extract value for themselves, right? But the people who cannot climb the curve will be fallen behind. So what you're describing is human will be split by the ability to basically ride the complexity wave. That's what's happening.
Correct. This sort of people, they will get rich faster.
I really hope in my bottom of my heart, I don't think, and I hope it's not just about money. Although money is always, a tool as well. But
of course.
I hope it's for the betterment of the humanity.
Yes, definitely said. But in reality, because they know ahead, and then they can capture the opportunity, so they may have a greater opportunity for financial gain or whatever gain they have. So just how you were talking about what the other interesting part also. Actually, in the AI, it's very interesting is that the Gen AI first gives us the equalizer. Actually, Gen AI is an equalizer. Why I say that? In the past, like in Malaysia, some of us do not write good English. But when you put in the AI, wow, the English is so smooth.
Amazing.
Yes,
or
exactly.
Singapore English, standard English, or American standard English.
Yes. Okay, either you are in Timbuktu, in Rana or Sabah, in Singapore or in Russia, it's the same playing field. So it's equalized. That means the world is flat. It's so amazing when you think of it. No? Secondly, also in the AI, there are two things that we need to be good at. First, we must be good at prompt engineering. How we ask questions. Okay, when you generate those output, you need to be an excellent editor, because they cannot generate 100% what you want. So you need to edit it so that it becomes your work. Your work no longer is a pure AI work.
Yeah. So what you're describing is that people who use AI or Gen AI in one step is making a mistake, because they throw a simple one sentence expecting a perfect answer. When they don't get a perfect answer, they say Gen AI is faulty. Actually, what you're describing is, no, you are the editor, you are the creative director. You are directing the output of a very powerful machine. To extract the value of this machine, you must have the skill to extract based on your role. You already described it, right? Your role, your context, what you want, all that, the style and the output. You extract it in that sense. And what you extract out is still not good enough. You must be able to edit and reformulate and then throw it back and extract some more version, throw it back and display, right? Between you, the editor, and Gen AI, the powerful co-sidekick, right? It's gonna, at the end of the day, gives you this output that you want, but it's yours because you have the creative director directing at the beginning, and you are editing it all the way until the final output.
Yes,
right?
Yes, this is what I mean. Actually, it's still in our hand. It still need a lot of effort from our side. It's a combination of you and AI coming together to produce a piece of work. So I actually want to share with you also something about just now what we talk about a lot about the AI chatbots, the four big AI companies like the OpenAI, Google, and also the what they call
Amazon.
Grok, Grok is also about
a new one.
A new one. I just signed up as a beta user. So these are the AI chatbots, I call it. But you have 5,000 AI tools. Okay, tell you a secret. When you subscribe the ChatGPT version 4, now they are going to this version 5 sometime later. You pay $20. But then there are a lot of extension. I think a lot of extension. And I remember one of extension is where they add in the AI power, combined with this Wolfram, which is a scientific tools, you can do complicated calculation and come up with a result. So AI chatbot plus the AI tool is even more powerful. It's even more powerful. If you the subscriber of this ChatGPT Plus, which is ChatGPT 4, you subscribe and then later you find out there are a lot of extension, a lot of additional tools. You can combine. That kind of combination is also mind-boggling. So, like for example, like AI tool, one of the AI tool I find in Futurepedia is called Crystal. Crystal is the extension of Crystal Ball. It's the extension of LinkedIn. If you subscribe it, or you can try one on yourself. If let's say I put WeTech on WeTech, he will produce the DISC on WeTech. If I want to sell WeTech something, what question? Because based on his personality, he will analyze your website. He will tell me the answer. If I want to have meeting with you, I want to sell you something, or I want to sell you something, or I want to recruit you, so it will display information about you. Very powerful. If I am a CEO, I want to do my -1. I use a crystal ball. At each of the -1, they will tell me. Okay, so I know how do I talk to. If I want to recruit somebody I will also analyze whether this person fit into my team or not. So powerful.
Wow.
Crystal.
Is it just DISC, or do they have other behavioral psychometrics like?
Now, so far they use DISC to drive the analytics.
Very interesting. I learned so much. This is such an interesting chat so far. So maybe we come to the next question. Laurence, I know we can go on so many interesting things, right? But the next question I have is more personal, Laurence, about you. What have you, your personal learning, like your own journey in the last 2 years, maybe from the time ChatGPT came up to now, your personal learning, I'm sure you've shared in some way or form what you've said, but any reflection, when you think deeply, at night when you're staring before you sleep, what are your learnings?
Yes, I do have few reflections. First is, would it be something that how aspect when they achieve artificial super intelligence. Because according to them, we are in the stage 4. Stage 5 is ASI, then AGI first, then ASI, then singularity. So that is something that. Second reflection is that, wow, I have this magic tools. Then I can do wonder. It's like my productivity increase like at least 10-fold. But I want to increase to 100-fold. I want to learn even more. And then the last thing that is in my learning is that we can see in the transition time, a lot of people who have information in front of them, with internet in front of them, but they use it for Facebook, for simple transaction or information gathering only. They have a superpower machine in front of them, but they don't use it. I see it in 95% of the people. 95%. That's why
that's sad.
That is sad, but that is sad. Yeah, it will take time to educate them.
That is so true. It's time to educate. Actually, that's so important, right? I mean, I just tell you a little bit about myself, what I've been doing. I've started a new YouTube channel, right? As you know, and this is going to be part of it. And I've been launching almost one video a day. It used to take me half a day to produce a video. Half a day, right? I mean, from scripting to shooting to editing, and editing takes the most time. And then later on, you put text and you put sound and whatever. Now, I interact with ChatGPT and Bard and whatever, and then I extract the script, right?
Yes.
And that doesn't take me a long time because I have some skills. I'm not completely so I have some skills. So I extract the script based on the story that I'm the creative director for that story. So the last one was on Charlie Munger. So the moment I found out he passed, I Googled, I then extract the information. I got the script out of ChatGPT, and then I put it on, because ChatGPT is out of 2021 data, so it doesn't say Munger pass on. But with Bard, it knows. So I use between the two to clean up my YouTube script, and then I put it into a software that then uses the script to pull video and photo from all the copyrights, right? And then it stitches it together automatically in about a minute. And then I click a button to use an AI voice to narrate it. It's done. Then I download the video and I upload it. I do everything in about 40 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes top. And I'm still trying to figure out how I can do it in 15 minutes. But I can now produce a video a day in 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
So when I found something interesting, I get my coffee, and while I'm doing this, I'm having my coffee to wake up. I'm done in 30 minutes. When my coffee is done, I'm done, and the video is posted. And I used to hire people to do this thing. Now I'm doing it all by myself.
Yes, amazing.
It's 100-fold or maybe 50-fold, right? It's 50-fold of my productivity basically, and I'm almost speechless with the capability I can do now, right? I mean, if you look at all the video I've done in this channel, you realize that that's what I've been doing, because I can't be doing it, without a team. I'm doing it all by myself, right? It's such a learning curve, such an exciting time. So anyway, Laurence, it's been a fantastic time talking to you. I learned so much. We need to keep this up. Every few months I'm going to come ping you. Let's update the information with my channel, and then we can keep the conversation going, because this is only the beginning. A long way to go before it's already exploded in our face. It's going to be more, right? So thank you very much, Lauren. I really appreciate it. But before we go, one last word of wisdom from you. Any thoughts that you want to say to my audience about, the world of today, right? Advice to my audience.
Okay, never try, never know. So I urge you to explore the Gen AI world for the betterment of human and not to abuse it. Never try, never know.
Well, thank you very much, Laurence. I really appreciate the chat. I really do. I think my audience has gained a lot. I have gained a lot. I learned prompt engineering 2 or 301. I think, there's a level up tonight with discussion on that front. So thank you very much. And to my audience, thank you for watching. Peace out. Stay safe wherever you are.